Welcome back, everyone. Oz here, and today I've got some r/am I the asshole for you all. As per usual, I'll be reading the post, giving you my thoughts and opinions, and I hope you do the same down in the comments below. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Late ad 6414. Am I the asshole for expecting my sister to plan my wedding for free and demoting her to guest when she wouldn't? I also told anyone who took her side I was not helping them anymore either. My fiance and I have a small accounting office. We do pretty well on account of both of us being bilingual. English and Spanish for me, and English and Ukrainian for him. About 10% of my business is family and friends of the family. I've taken barter for work more often than you can imagine. All above board and documented. My aunt paid in empanadas one year. My uncle had his mom make us a huge batch of tamales. Even my dad has been helping my fiance fix up his truck. I've had to pick him up more than once because my mom stuffs him and my dad gets him loaded on aguardiente. I'm sorry if I butchered that. I'm hardly fluent in English, so my apologies if I butchered tamales, empanadas, and aguardiente. Everyone we have ever traded with has provided fair exchange. I have done my sister's accounting since she started her wedding planning company. Obviously, she has nothing to trade, so I've been doing it for free. First to help her get started, and now because we kind of just fell into that rut. But now I'm getting married. I told everyone at dinner in my mom and dad's house. I asked her if she would plan my wedding and be my maid of honor. She said yes to maid of honor, but not to planning my wedding. I asked her why not, and she said I would need to pay for her services. That she can't just do free stuff for family because she needs to make money at her job. She literally said it like I didn't know what a job was. So I talked to my fiance and then to my parents. We told my sister that she would be getting an invitation, but that she was no longer in the wedding party. I also gave her all the files for the year on a USB drive. I said she needed to take her business elsewhere. My mom and dad told her that I was right, and they were disappointed that she wanted to make money off of me after everything I did to help her. She went to social media to complain, and a few people took her side, which is fair. I don't expect everyone to see my point, but then a few started contacting me. I listened and then asked them if I should continue working for her for free. Most said no. A few said family helps family. If I did their taxes, I told them I was not doing them this year or in the future. They tried to backpedal, but I held strong. My sister says she won't come. I told her to RSVP no. She said she wasn't thinking when she said no. Not my problem. She has 2 months to get a new accountant. Fucking wild for the family helps family to come out like, yeah, I have been, and she said no. So now what the fuck do you want? What a rage bait of a title there. I was like, oh god, what kind of entitled bullshit are we gonna walk into? And oh no, it turns out Opie is actually being hella fucking reasonable. She didn't even backcharge her sister. Just, hey, if you're gonna pull that shit with me, then fine, ditto. I won't do your accounting for free anymore. Also, I just love how the family who took the sister's side initially had that immediately backfire on them, and now it's, wait. Whoa, what do you mean you're not gonna do my taxes anymore? Hold up a second. This is one of those posts where the title just starts out with the most outrageous bullshit you've ever read, and at the end you're like, oh yeah, definitely not the fucking asshole. Stand 10 toes down with this one. Good God. Good for you. And you have ones where it's like, am I the asshole for calling the police on someone who hit me in the head with an aluminum bat? And you find out they drove their car drunk through a Little League game or some shit. Like, but yeah, Opie is definitely not the asshole. Good for you for standing up for yourself and keep on going. Philosopher Flimsy 526. Am I the asshole for telling my sister-in-law a family secret and now everyone is breaking up or divorcing? I, 30 female, recently told my sister-in-law a family secret everyone hid from her, and now everyone is calling me the asshole and telling me it wasn't my place. Some backstory. I'm no contact with my mother and her husband, but I still have a relationship with about half of my siblings. There's 12 of us, and I'm the only girl. Anyway, several months ago, I got an invite to my older brother's, 33 male, we'll call him Adam, wedding. The invite came with myself, my husband, and our children listed. I immediately called him and asked if our mother's husband will be there, and he said of course. I reminded Adam that I will never have my children in the same room as that man, and frankly, I never want to be either, but I'll make an exception for myself only and celebrate his happy day, but my children and husband will not attend. He said his wife, we'll call her Abby, would be so disappointed because we've never met and because she has no family of her own, no siblings and both parents deceased. She was hoping to have the entirety of her new family together. I told Adam I'm sorry to disappoint his wife-to-be, but I'll be attending alone, and I'm not bending on this. The day of the wedding, I did as I said I would, and came alone, and my husband took the kids to go visit his parents for the weekend. The ceremony was beautiful, and it was amazing to see my brother so happy. During the reception, Abby pulled me aside when she found the time and started asking me a million questions, excited to meet Adam's mysterious little sister. Her exact words. Then she asked the question that made my heart sink. How come I'm never around? I realized then, no one ever told her about my mother's husband. At first I told her it was a conversation she really needed to have with Adam. She said she's tried asking him and everyone else, and the responses she always got was, I'm dramatic and a drama queen and I'm throwing a years-long tantrum because I'm a brat. But after speaking with me, she didn't get that impression of me at all. I insisted again that she really needs to speak with Adam. Her next response made my heart sink even further. She said she'd rather hear it from me because Adam will just refuse to tell her and because she's now 10 weeks pregnant. She really wants her child to know their entire family. Her baby won't have aunts, uncles, and cousins from her side, so she really wanted her baby to have a relationship with everyone, and she thought maybe whatever it is, she could help fix it. I took a deep breath and told her the man my mother is married to hurt me and made my entire middle school experience a nightmare, and no one protected me until I met my husband. He and his family made me realize I didn't have to put up with the crap I got from my family, so the moment I graduated high school, I left and never looked back. After I said this to her, I just turned and left the reception and drove straight home. Well, during their honeymoon, Abby did some investigating and found my stepdad's arrest record, the charges, and him still listed on the registry. She then took it upon herself to message the other wives and girlfriends of my other brothers to see if any of them knew. None of them did. Now, 4 of my brothers are looking at divorces, including Adam, and 2 have already been dumped. My phone has been blowing up nonstop because this, of course, is my fault. Fuck all of them. My husband insists I did nothing wrong and that they should all have been honest with their significant others. So, am I the asshole for telling my sister-in-law our family secret, or should I have just kept my mouth shut? The fact that the family had the goddamn audacity to label OP as being a dramatic brat. Every single one of them deserves what they got, without a doubt. I couldn't even fucking imagine bringing a child into a family that had that man with that kind of record being a part of it. That is fucking horrific. And the fact that all of them just decided to casually sweep it under the rug because she's just being a dramatic baby, now they can fuck right off. If they actually loved their wives and their future families so much, they shouldn't have allowed a man like that even close to them. But no! Instead, they would rather cut off the person who was the victim in here instead of actually doing the right thing. It's also gloriously telling that it's the mysterious little sister that her brothers have. And don't worry, she's just a brat. They would rather defame their younger sister for what happened to her and blame her for it than actually putting the fire to the ass of the man who deserves it, instead defending him. And when the secret they've been keeping to their wives is revealed, it's her fault for outing it. It's always her fault, huh? Is that what it is? Fucking ghouls. OP, you 100% did the right thing here. Not even close to being the asshole. And additionally, you may have actually potentially saved someone else from being victimized. Because imagine that being in court, by the way. Why do you want full custody of the kids? Yeah, because his stepfather's on the registry and refuses not to keep the kids away from him. It's what all the brothers deserve. Sentimental I.O. Am I the asshole? Boyfriend thought he was entitled to 100% of the sales price of a part that was thrown in on a purchase I made. Hi there, this happened more than 10 years ago, but I've always wondered who was right. I, female, bought a used motorcycle with my own money, and my boyfriend at the time went with me to check it out. As we were talking to the seller, she mentioned that she had recently upgraded the pipes. My boyfriend asked if she still had the old pipes. She did. So he asked her if she would include the pipes in the purchase. She agreed. So when I paid several $1,000s in cash for the motorcycle, it also came with a spare set of pipes worth a few $100s. My boyfriend took the pipes home and started taking pictures of them to put them for sale on Craigslist. I said that was good thinking on his part to ask for the pipes and that I would be happy to give him a cut of the sale. He said absolutely not, the pipes were his, because we wouldn't have them if he hadn't asked for them. I said the pipes are actually mine because we wouldn't have them without my paying for the bike. I did, however, believe that he should be compensated for coming up with the idea, so I offered a 50-50 split. It turned into a huge argument and I finally relented and let him have the pipes and 100% of the proceeds from the sale, a few $100s. Although I could kind of see his side, I always felt like he bullied me into giving him those pipes. We aren't together anymore, but curious as to which of us was the asshole. Edit. 1. It's not that I don't care about the pipes, it's just, it didn't occur to me that she might still have them after putting on the new one. 2. When he initially asked for them, I thought he was looking out for me and getting them for us to keep as spares. 3. It wasn't until we got home and he started taking pictures of them that I found out he planned to sell them. 4. I'm not still upset about this, nor do I think of it very often. As many of you pointed out, it's ancient history regarding an ex-boyfriend, just one of those gray areas where I've always wondered who was right. Thanks so much for your feedback and interesting, sometimes hilarious responses. It's been fun. I think a lot of people here have memories or thoughts that pop into our head from, way long ago, and it's just like, was I in the right here? Was I acting wrong? Or is this scenario as fucked as I remember it being, and do I have the justification to be upset about this? I think a lot of us have memories that pop up like that. And I don't think there's a problem with asking, Reddit to see if, hey, from an outside perspective, am I wrong here? But OP's not in the wrong. The boyfriend stole the pipes. She paid for them. That was your property. Any kind of split that isn't 0-100 or at least around the 50-50 measure would have been reasonable for this. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to find out that you guys broke up for similar reasons of him being entitled or selfish or God knows what else. But yeah, sleep easy at night knowing that you were in the right here. Lowguess339. Am I the asshole for pointing out to my parents that I have more money than they do when they threaten to cut me out of their will if I don't help my brother? My parents love my brother and see nothing wrong with anything he does. He's stolen from family. They paid it back. He physically abused me when we were kids. That's just how brothers are. You get the idea. I was praised for taking it like a man and for my school marks. My brother has recently knocked up his current girlfriend. She won't get rid of it like she should. She's going to handcuff herself to the dead hooker that is my brother's life for the next 18 years. My parents asked me to help him out. I sent him pamphlets from Planned Parenthood. Finally! Oh my god. Say that 5 times really fast, by the way. Pamphlets from Planned Parenthood. My tongue does not fucking like it. The amount of times that I said pamphlets from Planned Parenthood, not funny. It's a little funny. They were not amused. They told me to stop trying to get rid of their first grandchild and step up and help them with money or a place to stay. They can't let him stay with them because they live in a 55-plus community with a vicious HOA. I said that I didn't get an extra from Hillbilly Elegy pregnant. Jesus Christ, dude, you are just going for the fucking knees with the bet. I love it. I said that I didn't get an extra from Hillbilly Elegy pregnant and he was not getting help from me. They said that they would cut me out of their will. I laughed and pointed out that I did their taxes and I knew I already had more money than the 3 of them put together. I said they were welcome to give my half of their stuff to brother to help him. They said that they knew I had money and that's why they asked. They said it would hurt their retirement to give him their money now. I wish I had said tough shit, but I didn't. I just said that he needed to get a regular job and pay for shit like an adult. I said that he should buy some Plan B since this was the third woman he had impregnated. Just the first one stupid enough to want to add his DNA to the gene pool. My extended family keeps trying to get me to help. I offer to match whatever they give my brother. They never seem willing after that offer, but they do think I'm an asshole for putting my money over my brother and his growing family. My parents say the same thing, but also call me insensitive for pointing out that they can't afford to help him. I told them to unretire and give him their salaries. They didn't like that suggestion either. Here we have a golden child that's fallen from grace but still seen as the golden one, while the sibling who had to sit in the shadow now gets to bask above everything and look down upon those who once looked down at him. And just gotta love the, why aren't you helping your family? Family should help family. Okay, I'll match you penny per penny. Every penny you give him, I'll give him one in return. And silence. Well, how about that? Hell, it's really telling right now that the parents just jumped straight to blackmailing OP by threatening to pull him out of the will if he didn't help the brother out. A will which, by the way, from OP's knowledge of doing their taxes, amounts to being nothing more than circus peanuts. Not the asshole. Medium Holiday 902. Am I the asshole for not letting my mother into my hotel room? My mom and her boyfriend told me I could come on vacation with them if I would watch the kids at night while they go out. Days would be mine under this arrangement. I knew they were lying, at least to themselves, but I agreed. I ended up watching all the kids the whole time. But it was still really fun. I had never been skiing before. It was great. While we were there, my mom and her boyfriend got into a huge argument. They booked their own room and a separate room for me with all the kids in it. So we were all in my room, which was right next to theirs, but not adjoining. She started banging on the door and telling me to let her in. Her boyfriend came out into the hall and started arguing with her. I didn't open the door. I didn't want either of them to come in, and I knew if I opened the door, both would. The cops showed up. At one point, they knocked on my door and asked if my mom was my mom. I said yes. They asked if I would let her in my room so they could keep her and her boyfriend separate. I asked if I had to, and they said no, because her name isn't on the room. I said I don't want her in, because I knew she would act crazy all night. What ended up happening out there after I closed the door was he got arrested and she got to stay in their room alone. My mom is blaming me for this completely. She said if I let her in, they both could have calmed down and nothing would have happened. She doesn't realize what she is like when she's drunk. She tried to cancel the reservation for my room, but she's having trouble with it because they won't let her book a new room or have the kids in the room without a legal adult. I'm trying to figure out how to change my plane ticket. I guess I'm wondering if I was being an asshole. Should I have just let her in? I know a lot of problems came from not letting her in. I know she paid for the room, main reason she's pissed off, but she was acting crazy. Some comments that are totally relevant and not just because I'm padding for time. Okay. They are relevant, or at least worth note. User New Ice 8209 comments, not the asshole. You smell trouble coming a mile away. How many kids are you watching? What are their ages and what are yours? OP responds, 3 kids, 7, 10, and 12, I'm 18. User Turbulent Bad 7797 comments, you did a good job protecting yourself and them. You're a parentified child, and it's not acceptable, but it sounds like you're handling it with a lot of grace. You're not the asshole, not by a long shot. User, you could have left it 101 comments. Not your first rodeo, is it? You did good. Keep being you. Your siblings will thank you one day. Use your cow the cat comments. Not the asshole. Not only did you protect yourself from what could have been terrible, you protected the kids. The two of them got in a fight. It's not your job to play peacemaker. They can't keep themselves in check on vacation. That's something they have to work on. And arrests rarely happen if the fight was just verbal, meaning the boyfriend was doing some head-ass shit and got himself arrested. It's a shame that OP had to act like the adult in this situation, but I'm glad he was there to be the adult in this situation. What would have happened if OP wasn't there and the kids had to be in the same room with the two, I almost said adults, but they hardly act like it, but anyways, the mother and the boyfriend. The kids would have bore witness to them fighting, and that would have been ugly. You put the kids first, not the asshole. Sufficient cover 331. Am I the asshole for basically telling my ex that I would choose my girl best friend over her if given the choice again? I, 32 male, have had a best friend, 31 female, basically since diapers. We were neighbors, and we went to the same schools all our childhood, then attended the same university. She did not have the best home life, and that's all I'm going to say on that, since it isn't my story to tell. But that meant that I was the closest person to her all her life. I still am. When we were 14, she came out to me as a lesbian, and I was the only person who knew until 4 years ago. She had to deal with a lot of things to be able to live her authentic life. When we were freshly out of college, I was seriously dating a woman, let's call her M. At first, M didn't have a problem with my best friend, but once we started talking marriage, she switched up. And it's not like I was ditching her to spend time with my best friend. I was meeting said friend maybe once a week or once every 10 days, while I was meeting M every day. She got jealous, gave me an ultimatum. Either I go no contact with my best friend, or we break up. I broke up with her. Fast forward to last weekend, one of our mutual friends got married, and we were all there. Me and my long-term girlfriend, best friend, and her wife, and M with her boyfriend. I was polite, said hello, and just moved on. M cornered me later when I was alone, and it basically boiled to her asking if I knew my best friend was a lesbian when we broke up. I said yes. She was angry I didn't tell her, because that would have helped our relationship. I said I was not going to out my best friend just to appease her. A bit of back and forth, and I basically said what is in the title. She stormed off and has been telling people that I'm an asshole and that apparently I'm in love with my best friend and just stringing poor women along because I can't have her. Just for the sake of clarity, I'm not in love with my best friend. I'm head over heels in love with my girlfriend. We've been together for 6 years, and the only reason we're not married is because she doesn't want to get married. So am I the asshole? You 100% did the right thing by not outing your best friend in order to save your relationship, by the way. I know that must have been hell and difficult because the answer could have just solved all the problems, but it wasn't your thing or your story to tell, and she was the one trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. A comment from stupid-ass name 420, who summarized the entire post in a paragraph, did it really well. My ex gave me an outlandish ultimatum when we were dating, still can't get over me dumping her several years later. Instead of enjoying the wedding she was invited to, cornered me and kept asking questions about us showing that she's still not over me. And when I gave her an answer she didn't want to hear, she started spreading blatant lies about me to everyone. Am I the asshole? No, OP, you're not the asshole. Laughing, crying emoji. Okay, impression 9915. Am I the asshole? I planned my husband's 40th birthday and he made me cancel everything last minute. To preface, my husband's bachelor party a few years back was ruined because his brother did a shitty job planning it. Old, rundown party bus, a school bus in fact, hot liquor, no ice, no cups, and randoms that weren't even invited to the wedding showed up. I said to myself, for his 40th birthday, I'm going to make it up to him. So here we are. He's turning 40 next week, and I decided a few weeks ago to plan something for him this weekend since for his actual birthday, we'll be in Mexico for vacation already. I thought this would be a gathering for family, not just the two of us. I got a limo, a bottle of his favorite bourbon engraved with a sweet message from us, an ice bucket with champagne bottles, some light bites for the car ride, and a limo to take us to the restaurant. He's a firefighter and works a lot of odd and sometimes back-to-back hours, so today, being aware of that, I made sure he got to sleep and rest and had breakfast for him waiting, and lunch for him for when he woke up. I bought a new outfit for him to wear so it would be one less thing to think about and a fancy watch as his birthday gift. Well, before he could change into his nice outfit, he asked me where we were going, and after I insisted it was a surprise, he said, "I don't like surprises. Tell me right now where we're going." I explained the plan, and he got furious. He said that's not something he likes. He wants it to just be me and him, and since the bachelor party, he doesn't like elaborate surprises. I explained that this would make him forget that day, and that I had everything planned. He went on and on about how bad the idea was, how inconsiderate I am, and how I don't know him and am off with timing. He hasn't seen the champagne bottles or the engraved bourbon bottle or the light bites or the watch or the outfit or the balloons I have stashed in a trash bag to put them in the limo when it arrived. He doesn't want any of it though. He is tired and is a low-key person, but I thought I planned everything well enough that it would just be slightly more special than any other birthday and he would still be able to enjoy it. Not a lot of people, just 5 to be exact. Am I the asshole? Should I have just let him be, or in the anger did he just mess something up that would have been great? So, this was voted for OP being the asshole here, but there's a lot of nuance in the comments that I kind of just wanted to cover. User I have boxer dogs comments, I think you meant well, but you're the asshole. I've done surprises before, but I gave the person a vague idea of what was happening. Save Saturday evening, your family and I have plans for you. Birthdays are supposed to be for the birthday person, not the planner. OP responds, I told him we were going on a date for a restaurant week. I just invited his brother, my sister, and my brother-in-law. Maybe I could have said that part to him for sure. User Civil War 142PA comments, this would annoy me if I were in his shoes. He expected a date because that's what you told him. He was likely looking forward to some one-on-one time with you, and he got completely blindsided by a group event. You set him up for disappointment by giving him an expectation and not meeting it. User Throw Away Wedding Whoa comments, you say he's a low-key person and yet you plan something that's anything but low-key. I think he could have handled his reaction better, but I get why he was frustrated. I don't know this man, but from how you described him, I'm positive he has never given you the slightest indication he would enjoy this type of party. I'm not sure you're an asshole because I think your intentions were good. However, your actions showed either a lack of understanding of who your husband is as a person or a willingness to use his events for your own entertainment. Parties should be planned with the person being celebrated likes and dislikes in mind. I don't think you did that. I think you had a vision of redoing the bachelor party and you never stopped to think about whether that was something he wanted. OP responds, fair. Thank you. Clutch Oven 007 responds, would you have liked it if he did something similar for you? I'm guessing yes. That's the problem. You did what you wanted for his birthday. You should have done what he wanted for his birthday. User Sorry Abbreviation 71 comments, let him see this. Dude, I get it. I hate surprises as well. I think in this case it would be wise to let go and trust in your wife. She wants to do something special and it doesn't have to be perfect because it's being done out of love. As long as you are together, it'll be okay. Relax and enjoy. OP responds with a thank you. There's a further response from Tweedledum for you. I agree, he's upset his wife wanted to treat him on his birthday. Seems a bit odd to me. To which Chase86 further comments, yeah, but is it really a treat for him if he doesn't want any of it? Like, I'd be upset too if my partner told me they'd planned a date for us and then it turned out I had to spend the night with a group. Comment from Tally3. Not the asshole, I disagree with the comments claiming that you were making it about yourself. I think you tried to take a bad memory and turn it into a special one with what you know about your husband and the experience he had at his bachelor party. I think he overreacted. OP responds, I don't like going out either. That's why we get along. We're hermits, but I thought I couldn't let his 40th just be another birthday. Like I've said to other comments, he's had a surprise birthday dinner before that he really loved. I spent a lot of time trying to get everything he likes in the limo, like you said, was to reverse a bad memory with a great one. Thank you for your comment. User Celine Yu comments, but someone who's normally a hermit is not going to enjoy that kind of celebration, and you should know that. Final comments from, oh boy, Illuge Near Da. That's as close as I'm gonna get. No assholes here. This sounds like a mistake I would make. The thing to do is cancel the party, tell your husband you understand, and realize that your gift has just turned into a gift of understanding and accepting instead of surprising and delighting. It's easy to feel hurt when you've put the effort into making someone happy and they aren't in a place to receive it. But sometimes they're in a place to receive other kinds of love, and if you recognize that and are able to provide it, you can support them in a way they might appreciate and value even more. This said, I hope he apologizes to you after his initial shock wears off. He surely realizes you were trying to do something kind and should acknowledge and appreciate the effort, even if he's uncomfortable with the outcome. OP responds, best comment I've read all night. Thank you for that. I think I certainly, after reading a lot of those comments and kind of getting a feel for everything, agree with the no assholes here comment. Husband definitely needs to apologize though. I think he did overreact a little bit because it's clear His wife just wanted to do something nice for him, and wanted to turn a bad memory into a good one. But that's not what her husband wanted for his 40th birthday. I think there could also maybe be an argument for an accidental asshole, but I don't think OP is a deliberate asshole here. I think they just misstepped and misread the situation, and they've got a little bit of patching to do. But how do you feel about this story?
Hey, welcome to the outro. Don't forget this whole thing is basically brought to you by GamerSupps. If you like caffeine, then I can't recommend GamerSupps enough. Use code Oz at checkout to support the channel. And I do actually use this product. It's replaced all other sources of caffeine for me because I feel good. It doesn't have any of that extra stuff that a pre-workout blend might have. It's with a couple of the extra things to make it so you don't crash as hard. It's good. I like it. Personally, if you really want a good flavor, try the Soda Pressing Pear or even the Dragon Fruit Punch. Those two are my personal favorites right now.